Okay, we should be live. See if I can set this up correctly. Chat filter, all messages. And that should start in a second. Hello, welcome to my channel, Chasing Ghosts. My name's Tara Smith, and I'm going live from my motorcycle right now. So, hope you enjoy it. Right up here ahead in a couple of miles, my signal is going to be a little screwy. Why did it go back to top messages? I hate that. Let me go back. Once I get moving, I won't hear myself. There we go. I only had to do one box today. Got a late start. Did some filming this morning, and I'm having download issues where it's my phone. You know, too much storage, or not enough room, clear out space and storage, all that good shit. I think it's more planned obsolescence than it is anything else. They want you to buy a new phone. I don't want to buy a new phone. I'd rather go to a new carrier before I did that. Not that I have any problems with my carrier, they're pretty good. But I just don't like it. You call them, they're like, well, you could buy a new phone. We have a deal on this phone. I don't want to buy a new phone. I do not want to buy a new phone at all. I don't want to buy anything new. I want to buy something and I want it to last. You spend that much money. I know they'll work it into the cost of the plan. Your monthly bill is going to go up X amount to pay for this new fancy object, what have you. But there should be no need. I mean, technology's advancing quick, I agree. But not that quick. Not in our needs. You know, this phone does everything I need it to do. It just needs storage. You know, it doesn't really need to be faster, it doesn't need any of that. What's on my face? Hold on. There we go. I had a hair in my face. Rice field, no rice. Cool. Hey, Motobomb, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Working, trying to catch up on bills. Everything's going up. I don't think our current president's going to be a savior on that. I do think a lot of things need to be cut. Historically, I don't think it matters whether they got an R or a D in front of their name. The cost of life just keeps going up, 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 up. And that's the people that own all these people. You know, I think the comedians were right. They need to walk in and have a suit with all the corporations that fund them on there so we know who we're actually voting for. You know, money's insane. I mean, think about what a car used to cost. Think about how many presidents we've had since then. And have any of them done anything to make our dollar worth more? None. It keeps getting worth less and less and less. I made more money when I made less money. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. Some of you it does. And like I said, my signal may cut out up here a little bit. Just bear with me when it does. Once I get up to 90, it should be fine. But it's like most of the people I know are making technically, that's a good gust of wind, shit. They're making technically more money than they've ever made before in their lives, and they're struggling. You know? Now granted, part of that's their own fault too. We have things, and that's why I don't go flying around this corner. Sometimes that'll be a truck taking up the whole damn road. That, and it's rough as hell. But okay, like my, since I got 2 cars, 2 bikes, I've got payment conditioner that I long ago in the road back. Just put a new roof on my house, like years of home ownership. It's not like actual poverty. And you know, birthday was underwear, Christmas was socks. You got 2 pair of clothes a year, 1 pair of shoes, and that's all you got. I didn't get toys, I didn't get any of that shit. My toy was a stick in the front yard playing in a mud hole. That's all we had. Where, you know, my parents couldn't buy me a radio, so every road, wherever, everybody chunks their trash, or you know, you go to the junkyard, that sort of thing. You know, and I'd find a radio and I'd figure out a way to fix it. You know, something somebody else had thrown away, and I brought it home and I would fix it, and I had a radio. You know, so I ended up being very mechanically inclined. Out of necessity, granted, you know. I would have rather had an easy bake oven and, you know, been doing all of that. But, yeah, necessity breeds invention kind of thing. That's my shirt blowing up. Tuck it in a little bit. It's not Sunday, that's tomorrow. It's the only day I let my shirt blow up. Give them something to talk about on their way to Luby's. Anybody else like Robert Earl Keen? Technically Robert Earl Keen Jr. Well, I love it. All of them. Texas singer-songwriters. It's a better subject for you. I mean, part of it is just our life is getting more expensive too. Our dollar keeps getting devalued year after year, and it doesn't matter if it's Republicans, if it's Democrats, if it's anybody that's in there. They just keep devaluing our dollar. I'm gonna pass you, my friend. And you know, they want to talk about, oh, well, we'll bring it down to 2% inflation. Well, 2% inflation is still going in the wrong damn direction, you know? Got a turn signal on or something? No? Okay. That's still devaluing our dollar. Nobody makes it worth more. Price of a car. My first cars were things that I pushed home and I got running. You could buy a car for like 150, 200 bucks. That same piece of crap is gonna cost you a few $1,000s now. You know? Minimum wage was like, what, $3.70, I think it was, something like that. We're like, oh, they're gonna raise it to $5, we're gonna make so much money. They could raise it to 15. I don't think it's going to change anything, you know. Girls out there, sky's limit. How you doing? Moto Bomb, Ready, Ruby, sky's limit. How y'all doing? I don't know how. I just know that most, you know. I think it has more to do with those who are actually running our government, and it's pretty profitable for them. I guess I'm talking about this because I'm thinking about my money problems, you know. Of course, we have a natural tendency to want to blame shit on somebody else. Just we do. We're human. But I admit that. You know, finance, but 20 years older to start buying the things that I want. I mean, I know the difference in my body and my health from my 20s to now, and I'm looking at 50. I think most are older than that, so you can kind of feel me on this one. I don't know. And it's like I want to have the health to enjoy the things, and there is light on the tunnel, light at the end of the tunnel. There's I think I'm freezing up a little bit. Freezing up. It was. So we will slow down and we will turn. We will do our thing. Do you use your brakes more or do you gear down more? Just a question for the chat. I drive a truck for a living, so I tend to want to gear down. So I'm used to doing that. Here we go. Nearly stalled my bike. Literally. Hey, if I'm going to stall it, I'm going to do it live, you know? I'm still looking for that 7th gear. Harley Davidson just doesn't seem to care. I've requested. I haven't got any answer back. Just one more gear, that's all I'm asking for. You know? Just one more gear. But anyways, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, my pickup will be paid off in 3 more years. I didn't want to get the pickup, but my old truck just got to the point it really wasn't worth continuing to fix it. You know, and I didn't have the time to do that as well. It's not that I couldn't have done it. I could have put a new motor in it and done all that kind of stuff too. But I was doing more over the road. I wasn't home long enough. And I still needed a vehicle. And we need a truck because we don't exactly live in the city. And we got things we need to do. Things we need to haul home, that sort of thing. Now, I didn't get anything too fancy. I just got an F-150. It's not jacked up. It's not 4-wheel drive. Because all that stuff wears too. And I'm not going mudding. What do I need a 4-wheel drive for? Why do I need to be replacing parts that I don't use? You know, sitting up in the driveway and, you know, CV joints and all that kind of stuff. And I don't use 4-wheel drive. So what sense would that make? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's got a 5.0 in it because I don't want that little turbocharged V6 thing. Because I know how it gets its power. They're like, oh, it makes X amount of power more. It's like, what is it, 5-10 horsepower or something like that. But by the time that thing's got 70,000 miles on it, you burn it up. That's not a 100,000 mile motor. My last truck was a 92 Chevy Cheyenne. It handled like a boat. You know, big chunk of steel. And I ran the wheels off of it. I just got rid of it recently. And the reason I got rid of it is it was, number one, costing me too much money. Number two, somebody dropped something in the tank, went all through the fuel system. And I'm like, I just don't have time for this. And I got a pickup, you know? You pretty much downshift every gear. Cool. Let's see, Motobomb has a 7 p.m. live stream. Okay, I think that's 6 my time. I will try to remember. I think the camp out, the Forgotten Angels camp out is doing the drawing tonight on the bike. I don't know if somebody should be playing that live. I don't know what time that's going to be. I don't have the money to donate right now. I usually donate. I'm never going to win a bike. It's not about that. But I do know they're not going to be calling my name because I do not have any money right now. So, what I was getting at earlier is in 3 years my truck will be paid off. And I don't put a whole bunch of miles on the truck. And I didn't buy a brand new one. Bought one a few years old. I'm not paying $60,000 for a pickup. No way in hell. I can tow what I care, what kind of CVO, ST, whatever package Harley Davidson wants to come up with. I'm not spending that much money on a bike either. Before I do that, I'll go buy a 20-year-old Road King that's been sitting in somebody's garage, and I'll go through and I'll fix that. There's no reason a bike should cost. There's no reason this bike should cost the amount of money that it costs. You know, we're selling this bike right now, $24,000. Yeah, it's heavily FXR inspired. It's fun. It's fast. It's kind of basic. They put an actual gauge on the new ones. They got some ride modes in there, but it's not worth $24,000. I love the bike, but it's not. $14,000 maybe. I'd see letting it go 16, maybe 17 with all the maybe, you know. But yeah, you're paying for Harley Davidson, the symbol on the side of it. There's nothing that warrants this bike being that much more than something comparable that does the exact same thing with another name brand on the side of it. You know? And I love Harley Davidson. I have a preference for Harley Davidson. I've had metric bikes too. And I have a preference for Harley just because that's what I grew up around, you know? But it's not worth that much money. Not what they're selling it for. They really need something cheaper, like an entry-level bike somebody could work up, and they need to bring the price of most of their top tier down. But they're not the only ones. I mean, go look at what a brand new pickup will cost you. It's insane, you know? They should not cost that much money. You know, they want you to pay what used to you would buy a house for that much money. It's crazy, you know? I'm gonna stop here for just a second. I'm gonna look at my chat. Neutral, there you are. Where have we found neutral today, class? Let's see, I was going to get a new one. A live partner. iPad doesn't have any room either. Yeah, it's equal. It's both. I think Apple actually got sued for the planned obsolescence, but they're still doing it. Hopefully the wind's not too loud. I got my helmet up. I'm parked. My visor up. Still on an iPhone 12. I don't do iPhone. Amy does iPhone. I do Android. She hands me her phone and asks me to do something. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have an iPhone. I don't even want an iPhone. I'm used to Android. If you like iPhone, stay with iPhone. It's like you got used to the one phone 10 years ago when they started with all of this, and it, you kind of stick with it. Everything would have to be cloud. They might be wanting me to buy more cloud space. Let's see, you are 10 minutes away but cannot go there. Are you here? No. I'm not going to be at the camp out until October. I can't afford to go twice a year. Let me see. No, you're sitting at home in front of... Oh, he's there. Okay. You're talking to him. 7 p.m. live stream with hopefully Ray and Sick doing the remote viewing at the camp out. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Motobomb, you usually downshift. Awesome. Cool. Coolness. Is there a car coming? No, look at all that gravel. Can y'all see that in front of me? That stuff ends up all out in the middle of the road. There's a concrete plant not too far from here, and there's all kinds of construction going on. Because Leonard Skinner was right about that concrete slowly creeping, but it's not slowly creeping anymore. It's like some machine out of the Matrix, and it's attacking us. I don't know. I think I'm frustrated like most Americans are, We got this healthcare plan where, yeah, true, everyone can get health insurance. You can find a rate that's low enough for the most part. If you can't, you probably qualify for it for free. But the problem is you can't afford the deductible. So you can go to the doctor because you have the sniffles or whatever, but you can't actually get any treatment or anything, if it's anything more than that. Well, you haven't paid your $6,000 deductible, and this x-ray is going to cost you $300. So you don't get the x-ray, Can they look at that? I mean, I know they're going through looking for government waste and this, that, and the other. And I think they're probably going to be pretty political about it and one-sided. And they're going to cut all the waste from the left and leave the right-wing waste up there, But that's politics. I don't really like either side. Can we get them to look at like pharmaceuticals and all the way up? Yeah, I'm telling you, I need a 7th gear. Just one more. That's all I'm asking. Harley Davidson, you come out with a 7-speed. But anyways, overpriced medication. You get taken about it, your but the doctors, the test isn't, and you still get hit, and on top of that, medicine costs of charging you dollars for the insurance company. It's going to get rich, and that's going to so taxes because and they're going to cut taxes from the rest still pay. But, you know, that stuff's just broken. And, you know, look what diabetic medication costs. Look what, you know, healthy food costs. Look at the chemicals they're putting in our food. At least they are kind of looking at that, you know. It's like this food is banned in other countries. These ingredients are banned everywhere but here. Why are we putting that in our food? Maybe if they could apply some of that towards like the banking industry, and some of it a little bit is like, I'm a truck driver and I don't know if they're actually really going to do it, but they're talking about going after these lease purchase trucks, and that's predatory lending. You drive a truck, you know what I'm talking about. They take somebody, they put them through a training school that the government pays them for, and they charge the student for. And a couple of months they realize they're not making enough money, so hey, they sucker them into a lease truck, which is a half-ass company driver, and they transfer all that cost and liability to them, and they make them pay more per week than I would ever pay per month on a truck that they can take back from them at any time. They're not going to own that truck. They think they're an owner-operator. They're not. I've been an owner-operator. Whoa, that is a stiff freaking wind. And, then they end up making a trainer out of them because they realize they're not making enough money to pay the bills, you know? And so now they get paid their students' miles, but they've only been driving for like a year, maybe more, and neither one of them has the common sense to drop their landing gear before trying to slide their fifth wheel. So you see them slamming it back and forth in the parking lot. So the result of that is you have all these truck drivers trained by someone who wasn't qualified to train them. It's a problem. It's an issue. I don't think you should be able to buy, lease, or train until you had at least 5 years experience, because you don't know enough about the industry. And after 5 years, you probably don't want to get suckered into that lease program either. You know, unless you got the cash. You got the cash like a farmer, go buy a truck. It's not what you're thinking it's going to be. You know, why can't we get the government to look at more stuff like that? There's more examples of predatory lending than just that, and in business. You know, where people are skirting the line of employee and contractor and just trying to get away with what they can. But they're not going to do that. Kind of like you see them going after the people crossing illegally. And we need border security. We live in a world that's a real issue. But are they going after the companies that hire them? No. You know, if they didn't hire them, they wouldn't be coming. But they're not going to go after them, just like they're not going to go after the dispatchers and the shippers and receivers and all that kind of stuff, you know. They'll go after the truck drivers because that's not going to change anything. It's going to make the appearance of change. Kind of like that Mansfield bumper on the back of a trailer. The government likes doing that. Her daughter's in Law and Order Special Victims Unit, SU whatever it is. But Jane Mansfield, the horrible car wreck, went under the ass end of a semi. Their kids lived through it. They died. Everyone was outraged because this famous person died. So they had to do something. So they put a bumper on the back end of the trailer. And I can show you time and time again pictures of that bumper doesn't work. They don't even let us hook up to that to pull it out of the ditch because it'll pull right off. A Volkswagen will break it off. It does absolutely no good, you know, unless you're going at like 5 miles an hour maybe. If you're doing 60 miles an hour and you go down an exit ramp and you go under the ass end of a truck and you come up on stop traffic, it's not going to stop you. It's just going to decapitate you. But they had to do something, so they get an entire industry behind making all of this stuff. And now people's jobs depend on making a useless thing that we're all now used to being there. That does nothing. But they had to do something. And that's how our government works. They have to do something. Is it going to solve the problem? No. Is it going to make you feel good? Maybe. Is it going to change anything? Hell no. And that, my friends, is our government in a nutshell. It might make them money, but it's not going to help you. And that is bi-friggin' partisan, you know? I'll let them have their romantic moment over there. Anyways, I know I'll lose my signal on this road right here, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you for watching. Well, I can wait till I get up here. I'll do that. It's gonna skip out probably just a little bit on this road, and I get to the gas station up here. I'll read your chats real quick before I go offline. Also, if I got a mod out there that wants to post a link to Forgotten Angels, please do so. I forgot to mention that earlier. Great organization. They help foster kids that have aged out of foster care. And then Buck also has a GoFundMe. Most of y'all know Buck, but if y'all want to post that out there, if anybody has that link, that'd be great. I can't do it right now. I might go live later or tomorrow and post that out there. That's to help a family in need. They had a death in the family. It's tragic. And they're in need of some help. Where are we going? We'll park over here. It's a nice bike. No, I'm not going to park right beside him. Say, hey, you got a bike? I got a bike. No, I'm not going to do that. It's like trucks. They park next to each other. It's like, I don't care you have a truck. I'm trying to get wind through my windows. You cut my wind off. Let me see who's out here. Just setting stuff up. Yeah, I can hear that through my ears. I was just making sure with the chat, any more messages or anything. Anyways, thank you all for watching. You're awesome. I don't know if I'm going to go live later tonight or if I'm going to go live in the morning or some point tomorrow. But I'll probably be live with the guitar or something. But I will catch y'all later. Why can I still hear myself? There we go. I will catch you all later. Thank you for watching. You're all awesome. So, adios. Vaya con Dios. Hasta la vista. Ciao. Nashla. Sayonara. This is yo.